Not every place needs to be as colorful and eye-catchy as Clio to be gorgeous and interesting. People of the verse, welcome to this channel. This is the Eradicator, and today we will take you to the black and white beauty of the Stanton system that orbits around planet Microtech, Calliope. Calliope, also known as Stanton 4b, is the closest moon to its parent planet, Microtech, and surprisingly harbors quite a few outposts and other points of interest compared to the other two moons of the planetary system. I say surprisingly because, as you are going to see later, Calliope features some of the harshest weather you can find in the Stanton system, including deadly combinations of extreme freezing temperatures and high winds, coupled with a thick fog that makes it not only difficult to land, but to survive after landing too. Now, before we get to the surface, you might have noticed that I have an Aegis Avenger Warlock. I rented it here at the ship rentals at Nuba Beach. I really recommend you guys to rent a ship that is aerodynamic. Yesterday, I made the mistake of going to Clio with a Constellation. It was not the most aerodynamic ship I could have ever brought, and I had really some trouble landing in the middle of storms. I do expect to encounter some storms here as well on Calliope, which is why I got this ship, which I believe is going to do fine in this harsh environment. As mentioned in the intro, Calliope offers a completely different visual experience than Clio. The latter's prominent bright jade is replaced with a mix of white and black, which often turns into an elegant light silver. It is also much more difficult to distinguish the features of the surface because of the moon's thicker and more chaotic atmosphere. One thing for sure, though, is that we won't encounter any oceans, as the moon is known for harboring vast mountain ranges and a few plains, all covered by a thick layer of snow, meaning that freezing temperatures are expected to be found down there. But now, let's get down to business and talk about the various trade opportunities that visitors will have access to. There are actually three types of facilities known to be present on the moon's surface. The most prominent ones are the SPMCs, which stand for Surface Private Mining Complex. We will go to one of those later, but these are basically your typical bunkers that can be found in many other locations across Stanton. You also have SMCs, which stand for Surface Mining Complex, and these are your regular trade outposts that will sell various minerals and metals, while the research stations, all operated by REFERRAL, will sell you agricultural supplies, steams, and of course, medical supplies. Alright, we are making our way to SMC A6 on Calliope here, which is going to be the very first trade outpost that we are going to visit for the purpose of this video. And we are going to check out how it is organized, if it is an easy layout for larger ships as well. And we'll also talk about the weather, the local environment. Is it a dangerous place or is it a safe approach? It is all very interesting for traders. These are parameters that traders always are interested in because, you know, they don't want to be risking an entire hull or their ship for that matter, because it's not easy to see and the approach is not easy at all. Now here we can see that there is no landing pad, for example, so we're going to have to land on the ground here, trying to find a decent spot as close as possible from the entrance. You do want to be as close as possible from the entrance, especially if you do not have a cold suit like I do. I don't have that cold suit. You could see that yesterday, and as I landed yesterday 200 meters away from the trade outpost, I really had large difficulties to get inside. I am not going to repeat that mistake. I am also turning on the lights so that we can have a better idea. And you can see that the terrain is not flat at all. There's quite hilly out there. Seems to be going downhill. Very interesting. At least I got lucky here. There is no storm. It seems like this outpost is located inside a crater because we are surrounded by mountains, it appears. Alright, now we are getting out of the ship, and it's interesting to see that the local weather conditions do not seem to be hindering the movements of my character. He is able to walk, and let's see if he can run a little bit. We're going to see later, but first let's look at the temperature. Minus 119, minus 120 degrees. Oh my goodness, that is indeed very cold. We're talking about freezing temperatures, but I can run, which is quite positive here. It doesn't seem like I'm being hindered by local conditions. Let's have a look here. The interior is a standard interior for a trade outpost. Let's look at the terminal. It doesn't seem like the terminal is working, which is not surprising at this stage. The PTU here, we're still at wave 1. The PTU was released literally 3 days ago, so that is normal. Usually trade terminals tend to be working at the end of the PTU phase, or maybe on day 1 of the live release. So we are going to leave here. We came here to see what we wanted. Is it easy to land here? Yes, it is. Even a ship like a Caterpillar or a Carrack is going to be able to land here without any difficulties, at least from what we are seeing here. It also appears that the wind is starting to pick up, which is not really a surprise. This moon here, Calliope, is known for having maybe some of the harshest weather of the entire Stanton system, so we are not going to stay here for long. We're going to try to leave this place as quickly as possible before we get caught into the storm that is about to come here. Luckily, this ship, as mentioned earlier, is very aerodynamic and is going to be able to leave this area without any difficulty. And so now that we know how an SMC looks like, let's go to a SPMC and check out how different it is, or if there's anything to do there for that matter. Notice Microtech in the background. That is one of the disappointments of this moon, and overall how Stanton has been built since the beginning. I think that moons are way too far from their planets, and that is especially true when you are on those planets. It is too difficult to see them in the sky, and it is a far cry from those concept images that we saw a long time ago showing those big moons in the sky. Anyway, this is not a rant video, so let's keep on admiring the amazing work that the devs have done for this patch, as we are going down to the surface once again, and this time it is going to be daytime, which is great. We are going to be able to appreciate a typical Calliopean landscape with that thick haze and those high mountain ranges. The terrain appears to be very rugged, and I can only imagine how difficult it must be to fly there at night when we won't be able to identify those peaks until the last minute. Now, obviously, we can tell that Cloudtech is not there yet because we just passed that veil here, which does look really strange, to be frank, but it is probably acting as a backdrop from below and from above at the same time, which gives the illusion that there is a certain layer of cloud, but this is definitely going to be gone when we finally have Crusader implemented in the game. Now it seems in Star Citizen Alpha 4.2. Anyway, we are about to arrive here at this bunker. It does look like to be a bunker, and yes, confirmed, it is right in front of us. It is a bunker. We are going to see also some turrets right next to it, which does appear as well. Interestingly, they are not shooting at us, so it doesn't seem like we are not welcomed. And at the same time, we'll try to find the best place possible for a landing. Gotta have to be careful because they have some lamps over here, a couple of boxes here. Look at how amazing the terrain here is done. Perfect blending here once again. That Planetech V4 showing off all of its potential with how the different textures are blended into one another. This is absolutely, once again, amazing work from the devs. Those moons really are a showcase of the full potential of this new Planetech that we have right now. Anyway, gonna have to leave my ship here. Oops! Oh my goodness. I hope that the low gravity here will not kill me, please. And it did. Well, I guess I'm gonna have to claim the ship, and we'll come back here with another ship. Alright, I am back this time with a Gladius. I could have taken this Gladius since the beginning anyway. No big deal. And what a desolate place. At least there is no storm. The weather seems to be pretty calm. This is actually the best weather I have seen so far on Calliope. So let's keep our fingers crossed and let's have a look inside. To me, I want to believe that this is going to be exactly the same type of bunkers that we've seen at other places. The weather here is also pretty cold, minus 122 degrees, despite it being during the day. So it doesn't seem like day and night is changing anything. Anyway, let's look if there's an improvement here, and let's go down. Is there going to be a double elevator? No, there is no double elevator. This is a bug that was in 3.8.2 that has been fixed. This is great news. It means that we are going to be able to die and respawn in Cutlass Reds and go back into those bunkers when we are doing those bunker missions at Lyria and maybe other places. This is excellent news, something that I was really looking forward to, and I want to give a shout out to the devs for fixing that bug, which was very game breaking, and that made 3.8.2 quite boring because it prevented us from completing a very fun mission. It does look like this bunker is empty though, so we are going to keep on exploring it until the very bottom. It looks like we can go upstairs as well. Definitely looks like a place where people are mining. Some of these assets are also present in the drug lab, bunker too. So that's why it does feel like it does have a little bit of that creepy feel that we have in those drug lab bunkers. Seem like the control room here is a little bit damaged. Those screens are definitely broken. Is this intentional? Is there going to be a reason for that? Something that we don't know. To me, this looks more like a placeholder. I would say that this is a placeholder. It was confirmed in the AMA regarding Quanta that every single places are going to have a function. Factories will really produce things. Mines will really produce materials. And so right now it is not really the case, but in the future they are going to have NPCs working, coming on and off, trading at the same time, shipping goods to trade stations. Yeah, I could see a place here. Look at that blood here on the floor. So that definitely is a placeholder, meaning that at those SPMCs there is nothing to do. Well, at least, that's why you're watching this channel, so that now you know and you don't need to go there yourself. Well, I had a little bit of a feeling that I did waste my time, but that's okay. Let's go back to the ship. It turns out that I can run, so I am definitely not hindered here by the low temperatures. But at the same time, it does appear that the wind is rising. Yeah, the wind is really picking up here. So once again, it seems like when I arrived, there was no storm, and the weather is changing really rapidly here, which is very impressive as a thermal event. So let's jump right here into the ship. You could see here the effect of the low gravity, which allowed me to jump right there, straight at the top of the ladder, and we are going to depart. We should turn on the engine first, Irad. Come on, there you go. And we will just leave this place. And we have one more outpost to go. And our last outpost is going to be a Ryrie outpost that we'll be picking up once we are high enough in altitude. Here, of course, this is not a planet, this is a moon, so as soon as we are high enough, about 6 kilometers is the right altitude, then we can start to pick up any other destination. First, we'll be flying above the cloud layer so that we can really appreciate that light silver color, those color patterns here, which are very interesting because, it seems to be very simple. You only have white, black, and gray, but it is also very elegant at the same time. There's really an elegant aspect to the chaos that is happening down there behind this shroud of clouds. But, I'm talking, but now we have to go to the next outpost, and we are going around the moon by quantum travel. Once again, we are going into the dark side of the moon. We are going to Ryrie Caltag Research Outpost, which is not too far, but thanks to this Gladius, I will be there in no time. I'm going to have to be really careful. You guys are going to see the entire trip all the way to the outpost because, well, sure, we are having a cockpit view here. This is not an exterior view, but you are going to see how dangerous it is with the combination of this haze and these mountains. Very often I happen to be very close to the surface here. Gonna have to do a little bit of an escape maneuver to avoid crashing my ship into these peaks. Yeah, if we have the exterior view, I cannot keep the exterior view because I am really happening to be very close to those mountains. At the same time, it does look like this research outpost is located in the mountain. But again, it's not really surprising when you are considering that Calliope is mostly made out of mountains. So not a surprise there to see that there is an outpost that is in the mountains here. And due to the surface here, due to the nature of the ground, it is no surprise that there are no pads, no landing pads here. I had to land again on the ground here on the ice. And since the weather is being quite difficult, you can see that there is a snow and windstorm at the same time, very stormy here. I am parked as close as possible from the trade outpost, the trade terminal that we're going to see inside, and we will see what they are selling if the trade outpost is working. Normally, Ryari is always, it's hard to pronounce, like Ryari is always selling medical supplies and steams exactly the same as what we see when we are on Clio, but it does appear like the trade terminals are not working. So that's very interesting. The trade terminals on Clio seem to be functional, but those here on Calliope are not. So as of right now, as of Star Citizen Alpha 3.9.0 P, because currently this is in the PTU with the P patch, do not go to Calliope if you want to try those outposts. But this is going to change when we have the live release, guys, and I will probably be making another video with a caterpillar to see if this is a good place to trade or not. Now, there's a little mount here. I will be going on top of it just to have a look at the beautiful snow effects here. It does seem that the snow is accumulated on the ground as I am gazing at this absolutely desolate landscape around me. Yeah, what a desolate place to be, that is for sure. I was under the impression that the snow was starting to accumulate around my feet, but maybe not. I also have a very few minutes here, not a lot of time until I die, just 10 minutes, so we don't want that, of course. We want to be entering our pilot seat and leave, and that's pretty much going to be the end of this guide, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this new approach to videos. I haven't made these guides for a very long time, and I'm afraid that I won't be making a guide like this until we finally get access to Crusader in Star Citizen Alpha 4.2 if everything goes well. Well, we still need to make a video about Utopia, which is going to be the final video of this guide, and if it goes well, maybe we'll be doing a guide of the different outposts on Microtech, but this I can't guarantee. We'll see how it goes. Thank you so much for watching this channel. Don't forget that this month I have a giveaway. I am giving away an Origin M50 with lifetime insurance. All you have to do to catch some winning is to subscribe to this channel and to comment to every videos posted this month. The winner will be announced early May. Also, thanks to the J-Man, a member of this community, I am giving away $100 to all the people who support me on the crowdfunding website Patreon, and also by the join button. It's a way to say thank you guys for everything you are doing for me. I will see you guys tomorrow with a very cool video, guys. It's going to be a different video. We're going to have a little bit of a dance-off. I started a thread on Spectrum, and I hope that I will see more people dancing at Wallis Bar with me. Let's make this a trend, guys. Let's have a dance-off and start dancing, because this is really a cool place, and the music is also pretty cool. I suppose that it is time for me to sign off now, so take care, everybody, and I'll see you next time. This is the Eradicator. I'm signing out.